I have terrible news. Do you remember at the beginning of July when I said, you know, I'm in a bit of a baby slump, a diet slump, a slump light, but I am optimistic about the month of July and all of the books that I will be reading. Well, the baby slump turned into a mama slump, which turned into a grandma slump. This is the worst slump I have ever been in. Not true, because when I was planning my wedding, I had like a 6-month long slump, and that was bad. That was not great. But out of 2026, this is the worst slump that I have been in. And this is compared to the great February slump. So I'm not sure what's going on at the moment. I know what's going on, but it sucks. It sucks. And creatively, I am dry. I have nothing, no creative ideas going on up here. And I am just like really disheartened. Okay, I'm really disheartened because I have been trying to get through anything. And I keep picking up a book and putting it down and picking up a book and putting it down because I just can't be bothered. You know, like nothing is speaking to me. Hold on, there's a massive smudge on my glasses. So this video is going to be a little shorter than normal because I don't have that many books to recap for the month of July. So sad. But you know what? It's a new month. It's August. I just heard another influencer refer to August as the Sunday of summer. And you know what? I'm down for it. Sundays are chill and cozy and a great time for reading books. So I'm taking that energy and I'm going to use it to move forward. Stay tuned for the sequel to getting out of a reading slump. Because at this point, we're just going to have to brute force this thing. Okay? Because I have given it the good old college try. I have tried everything. I've tried audiobooks. I've tried young adult books. I've tried genres that I know that I love. You can't win them all, you know? Can't win them most. So let me tell you about the 2 books that I read in July. And one of them I started at the end of June, like the very end of June, and finished it on like July 1st. But it counts. It counts. Oh my goodness. Oh! The first book that I read in the month of July was Seeking Persephone by Sarah M. Eden. And you know what? I finished that book right at the beginning of July. And I'm not going to lie to you, I've been thinking about it since. Not because it was profound or had like a really intriguing message or whatever, but here's what I think it was. I love a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Beauty and the Beast was my favorite, other than Mulan, my favorite Disney princess movie. Hands down, period. I will not hear anything bad about that movie at all. The music, bangers. The characters, amazing. The concept, great. Is it a little Stockholm Syndrome? Yes, but we're not going to talk about that. Okay? Just let me live. So this is essentially a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but in the Regency period in England. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. And you know what? I'm about to do something unprecedented. 5 stars. 5 stars. When I finished it, I was like, what did I originally give it? This is crazy. I had written down 4 stars when I originally finished it. I have been thinking about this book since I finished it. And I know this breaks all of the rules that I had for 5-star books in my What Makes a 5-Star video, but I don't care. I don't care. At this point, 5-star for the vibes, because the vibes were immaculate. And did I think that bacon would play such a pivotal part in a Regency story? No, I didn't. And I'm not going to give you any more details about that. You have to go read it for yourself. And they did make a movie out of it. And I really wanted to watch the movie, but it's on the Angel Network. I don't even know what that is. I don't have that. And I'm not paying for another subscription, not in this economy. So I was like, it's based off of a book. We all know that the book is always better than the movie anyway. So I just read the book instead. Amazing decision. There are other books in the series. The library doesn't have it, but I will wait. I will wait until they get it. I will be patient. It's the only thing I wish. I know that I'm saying that this is a 5-star book. I know that I'm saying this, and I'm not going back on that, okay? Because sometimes I think that I am too strict about what gets a 5-star. And right now I'm feeling generous. The only thing that I wished was that it had an epilogue. That's the only thing that I wished. I wanted more. So I think that's a good sign. I think that's a good sign that I finished the book and I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean it's over? It's less than 300 pages, if I'm remembering correctly. And it was just a vibe. From start to finish, it was a vibe. Was it the best book I've ever read? No, but 5 stars for the vibes. So good. So good. I've recommended it to so many people who love any form of romance. And it's not spicy, okay? So anyone who likes romance but doesn't like spice, not spicy at all. Highly recommend. And it was like the best because I sometimes prefer books that don't have spice because when the hands touch or like the hair is brushed from her face, oh my gosh, I can't. My heart can't take it. Puddle on the floor. I just sort of, ugh, I can't. Seeking Persephone, 5 stars. Highly recommend. Moving on. And the last book, I told you this would be quick. The last book that I read in July was Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. Now, I know what you're going to say, and you're going to be very surprised by what I have to say for this book. Because last year, I read A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, the other prequel to the Hunger Games trilogy. I absolutely despised that book. It was like 500 pages, days of my life I would never get back, and I was thoroughly disappointed. I think I gave it like 2 stars. Like, I hated it. And I was like, no more prequels. You guys know how I feel about prequels. No more. I can't keep living like this. But then I saw the trailer for the movie, and I said, okay, I love Haymitch. I love Haymitch. He's such a mood. He's a tortured soul. But like beneath that tortured exterior is such like a soft and misunderstood individual. And like he's prickly, you know, but he's like a prickly pear. He's sweet on the inside. I've never had a prickly pear. Are they sweet on the inside? Anyway, so I was like, it's available at the library. I'm just gonna go for it. And I did. And oh my goodness. What a book. What a book. Tears streaming down my face. I could not believe that I at any point thought that I wouldn't read this book. It was so good. It was so good. And now I'm really excited to watch the movie, even though I know it's not gonna be as good as the book. So for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, we follow in Sunrise on the Reaping Haymitch's Hunger Games, which is the second quarter-quell. So in Hunger Games lore, every 25 years, there is a special theme, I guess you could call it, of what the Hunger Games would be. So the first quarter-quell, so 25, had a specific theme. 50, which is Haymitch's Hunger Games, also has a specific theme. This theme is that each district must put forward double the number of tributes. So instead of 1 boy and 1 girl, you have 2 boys and 2 girls. And we follow Haymitch as he navigates this games because there are double the number of people who have to die in order for there to be a victor. And it is so good. I don't know what was so different between the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and Sunrise on the Reaping. I think it was because like I love Haymitch. I have always loved Haymitch as a character. And so to be able to go back and see his games felt like such an honor, honestly, to like be able to understand him more. Whereas Coriolanus Snow, I didn't give a rip. I was like, you're just a bad dude. And like, none of this is making me feel any semblance of sympathy for you or like understand you anymore. Like I didn't feel like I had to understand him more. You know what I mean? So I was just sort of like, whatever. But this prequel, Sunrise on the Reaping, was so good. It was so good. And you see just like the start of everything. You are introduced to young versions of characters that we grow to love in the Hunger Games trilogy. We are given snippets of backstories of other characters, Plutarch and Effie and Katniss's mom and dad, and just like seeing all of the lines connect. Do you remember that meme from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where the guy just has like all the strings everywhere and he looks kind of crazy? That was me reading this book. And I was like, oh my goodness, so-and-so and you're here? What does it all mean? So good. The one thing I will say is that I did appreciate, after having read the first prequel, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, seeing how the games had progressed from 10 years. So Songbirds we're following the 10th Hunger Games, I think. And now we're 40 years later to the 50th. Seeing the vast difference and having it explained, like how the games changed over time, and knowing that Katniss in the original trilogy is reaped in the 74th Hunger Games, it's just so crazy to see the trajectory of this tradition. And I absolutely loved it. The tributes was so well written. I had such a soft spot for all of them. Okay, this is gonna sound messed up, but part of, I think, what made the Hunger Games original trilogy so successful was that it was so shocking and disturbing. Like, the tributes are children expected to kill each other, right? But also the arena, it's a game. It's a form of entertainment. It's like a bloody Love Island, sort of. Not really. More like a Survivor, but people don't actually survive, maybe, is a better way to describe it. And so the Capitol, the people in the Capitol have a vested interest in this. They're gambling. They're providing goods to the people in the arena. And the arena, things happen in the arena that make it more difficult for people to survive. Like the mixture between technology and mechanical engineering and just depravity was so well done in the original trilogy, and it was in this one. That was what was lacking in the first one, because it was the 10th Hunger Games. Things hadn't really progressed all that much yet. It was still awful and terrible, but that it lacked like the masochistic, just like depravity of it all. And that was what was so shocking about the original trilogy that was just totally lacking in the first prequel. And so now reading Sunrise on the Reaping, I was like, there it is. That's the thing that makes you go, how do you even think of this? You know what I mean? All that to say, 4.75. Incredible. And am I surprised? Am I surprised? Yes. Yes, I am. That I am giving a prequel. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to change my mind. 5 star. 5 star. I know I only read 2 books in the month of July, but both of them were 5 stars. You know what? I think it's unfair for me to be so like nitpicky with this book, because I absolutely adored it. I adored it, and I will be thinking about it for a long time. And you just see like so many connections, and I loved it. 5 stars. I don't know why I'm trying to withhold 5 stars. 5 stars. Amazing. Amazing. Weeping. Just great. Read them. Read them both. I know that's 2 very different things, but read them both. Now, I know for the month of July, I did not do a TBR. Well, I did, but I didn't post it because it didn't matter because I was in a slump. We're going to change that. We're going to try. We're going to try. Okay. So I'm going to reach over here to the TBR jar, and we're going to do this. Okay. Again, the rules. I will pick 3 prompts. and I will make sure to read at least one of the books that I picked this month, okay? That is my promise to you, that this is gonna happen. Oh, a romance. A romance. Okay, please hold. So I don't have a lot of like contemporary romance on my TBR. I actually don't know if I have any, but I do have a mix of romantasy and like historical romance. So that's where I've gone. This is The Rose and the Thistle by Laura France. And this is based in 1715, which is the time in England of the Jacobite uprising. So this says, Lady Blythe Headley's father is declared an enemy of the British Crown because of his Jacobite sympathies, forcing her to flee her home in northern England. Secreted to the tower of Wedderburn Castle in Scotland, Blythe quietly awaits the crowning of a new king. But in a house with 7 sons and numerous servants, her presence soon becomes known. No sooner has Everard Hume lost his father, Lord Wedderburn, than Lady Headley arrives with her maid in tow. He has his own problems, a volatile brother with dangerous political leanings, an estate to manage, and a very young brother in need of comfort and direction. It would be best for everyone if he could send this misfit heiress on her way as soon as possible. In this whirlwind of intrigue, ambitions, and shifting alliances, Blythe yearns for someone she can trust, but the same forces that draw her and Everard together also threaten to tear them apart. So this is a historical romance with a lot of politics in it, and I think I'm really gonna like that. Okay, so this is the first book on my August TBR, and that is The Rose and the Thistle by Laura France. Oh my goodness, I can't, okay, there we go. Title with 2 words or less? Oh gosh. Okay, please hold. Okay. So there's a theme. 2 words or less for a title is actually really hard. So I've had to go for Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, which is crazy because first of all, she's thick, and I'm also a little concerned that it's going to be a bit too similar to the other one, but that's okay. We will try. So this one follows Claire, and she ends up falling back in time to Jacobean times in Scotland. And it's her trying to find her way back home and everything that ensues in between. This is book number 2, Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. All right, last one. Last one. Oh, I can't grab. Okay, fine, that one. The last one is Librarian Recommends. Oh, actually, I have a great pick for this. Hold on, I'll be right back. Oh my goodness. I had to run all the way upstairs. And I'm so out of shape. Okay, just 1 second. Whew. I was at the library recently, always surprised. And I was just going around and looking at the different displays that they do. And this book was actually recommended as a really great book club book, but obviously I'm not a part of a book club and I don't leave my house. So I was like, but hey, love a good recommendation. I'll try one. The Ministry of Time by Callian Bradley. So I picked this one up and it's just been sitting there waiting for an excuse for me to read it. And now I will. The Ministry of Time. This had its time, I want to say last year. When did this come out? 2024. But I think this had its time last year. Let me just read you a part of the blurb so that you understand what's going on. In the near future, a civil servant is offered the salary of her dreams to work on a top secret project. A recently established government ministry is gathering expats from across history to establish whether time travel is feasible for the human body, but also for the fabric of space-time. She is tasked with working as a bridge, living with, assisting, and monitoring the expat known as 1847, or Commander Graham Gore. As far as history is concerned, Commander Gore died on Sir John Franklin's doomed 1845 expedition to the Arctic. So he's a little disoriented to be living with an unmarried woman who regularly shows her calves, surrounded by outlandish concepts such as washing machines, Spotify, and the collapse of the British Empire. But with an appetite for discovery, a 7-a-day cigarette habit, and the support of a charming and chaotic cast of fellow expats, he soon adjusts. Over the next year, what begins as an excruciatingly uncomfortable housemate dynamic evolves into something much deeper. By the time the true shape of the ministry's project comes to light, the bridge has fallen haphazardly, fervently in love, with consequences she never could have imagined. Forced to confront the choices that brought them together, the bridge must finally reckon with whether what she does next can change the future. An exquisitely original and feverishly fun fusion of genres and ideas. The Ministry of Time asks, what does it mean to defy history when history is living in your house? Callie and Bradley's answer is a blazing, unforgettable testament to what we owe each other in a changing world. I know this isn't on my TBR, but obviously it wouldn't be because it's a library book. So that's it. These are the three. These are the 3 books. Let me recap. The Rose and the Thistle by Laura France. Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. And The Ministry of Time by Callie Bradley. So that's it. Oh, and I hope that August is a better month than July. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that for free. Thank you so much for watching and for coming along with this crazy, ridiculous journey of booktube with me. And wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I hope your book is good and I hope you have unhinged opinions about it. Bye.